hello, and happy almost Thanksgiving. Can you believe this? My name is Anna Cook, and I'm a literacy specialist here in Indiana and neighboring states. I have here Martie Hoover, and she is the content manager for Keep Indiana Learning, and we are the Lit Gals.
We are, but we're missing one, Anna. We're missing our friend Morgan. She normally covers our primary grade content for us, but she gave birth to a new reader recently. So we're very excited for baby girl to maybe join us sometime.
Oh,
so
yes, she's going to be part of the Lit Gals.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. She's our succession plan right there. Right there.
I love it. I love it.
So congratulations to Morgan whenever she chooses to watch this and in amongst doing new baby things. So today we're going to talk about narrative nonfiction. This is a topic that honestly, it kind of surprises me that we've never talked about before because Anna, did you know this is episode number 40 for us?
40. Oh my gosh. Oh, congratulations, friend.
Yeah. So 40 episodes in, and we have never talked about narrative nonfiction, which really kind of surprises me.
I can't believe that either. No, I can't. So I wanted to start out because our friend Morgan isn't here. I wanted to start out with a book that is just fabulous for primary, and it would just be lovely for the art teacher, especially in grades 1 and 2, if you will. But this is called Frieda. And this book is about Frieda Kahlo. And I absolutely love it because it talks about Frieda when she was a little girl and all the way into when she became a young woman. And it talked about what she loved to draw, and it talked about her beautiful culture. And so it just is fabulous illustrations and everything. And I have let some of the, like I said, art teachers borrow this, and they just simply love it. And the kids do too.
Anna, that's a great idea for pulling in literacy into other content areas. I mean, what a great way to introduce an artist before you would dive into a study of her work. Let the kids get to know her. I love that idea.
And I will say that I know that a lot of literacy coaches do just that. They find out, that the PE teacher or the music teacher is going to be studying a certain artist, and they pull some books. So I think that's pretty special.
Yeah.
So Morgan, I got you covered. So I wanted to also talk about, I have been spending quite some time at a middle school.
Yay.
Yeah. And, I wanted to talk about Gone Are the Days. So gone are the days that we open up that social studies book and say, turn to page 200 and read the first 10 pages, and then we'll go over it again. Teachers are a lot more savvy now, and they are going to that narrative nonfiction to introduce a topic, to introduce an important historical, person, etc. And that is exactly what my middle school teachers just did. They tied in some of the social studies with the writing. And they need, as you all know, they need to make sure that the students can write an informational composition, if you will, for the iLearn test. And my teachers just did a lovely job with this. And one of the books was called March On by Christine King Farris. And this was written from Martin Luther King's sister.
Oh, I love that.
It is phenomenal. And it really does have that personal account because she was right there with everyone. Isn't
I
that
love
fabulous?
that. Yes.
And it was really interesting, Martie, because after we read this, then the kids were like, I want to know more. So we started learning more about John Lewis,
I was hoping you would bring him up.
who was also part of that march.
Yes. And he has that trilogy of graphic novels. So pulling in yet another genre, those three are called March. And I think that's important for us to maybe pause here and define what is narrative nonfiction. And Anna, you hinted at it. My definition of it would be you are taking facts, holding true to those facts, but telling the story as we know stories have arcs. There's beginning, there's middles, there's ends, there's plot, there's characters, there's setting, there's theme. There's all those elements of fiction, but we're staying true to the facts.
Absolutely. And Martie, it's kind of funny because I was talking with my middle school teachers again, and I said, I'm going to be talking about narrative nonfiction. And they went, what? And then they had to think about it for a minute. And they were like, oh, okay. So you are exactly right. Thank you very much for that superb definition. It's exactly what it is all about. But it is a way to get the kids hooked. And those that are just using the social studies or the science book, which we've got something going on with Yay STEM. I'm not going to say anything more. But it's such a beautiful way of getting our kids hooked on a subject.
Absolutely.
And they ask for more.
And that's so exciting because once you got them hooked with that book, March On is the title of that one, then you can, March On, then you can string them on to John Lewis's March or all these other books, but then you can continue on because now they've got some background knowledge so that when you do present the social studies book or you do present the articles, those first original sources, they've got some networks in their brain to hook those facts on, which is the key to it.
That's absolutely right. So the teachers went on to, copy some of our different articles or different paragraphs, etc., that didn't have the wonderful pictures or the enticing, but the kids wanted to read it.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. We went from this and then it just exploded.
Yeah.
It just exploded. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. All right. Do you have any more books for us?
I do. I have one more. I would be remiss not to show this. This one is about Sitting Bull. And to the best of my knowledge, it is just a fabulous account of this leader. And it's called Sitting Bull, and it's by S.D. Nelson. And as you all know, he was a very famous Lakota warrior.
Yes. Oh, Anna, I love that you just said leader. I'm going to rough draft thought right here. Wouldn't it be fascinating to create a unit on leaders? And like, you might think I'll present that at President's Day, but let's not just limit it to white men. Let's pull in people like that. Let's pull in Frieda. Let's pull in all of these people and this whole leadership.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Because she was even Frieda was quite a leader.
Yes, she was.
I just visited Georgia O'Keeffe's museum and they talked about how close Georgia O'Keeffe was to Frida Kahlo, and Frieda helped her a lot.
Right.
She led the way, Frida Kahlo did.
Yeah. So there's
wow.
Martie's rough lesson plan unit. I love unit planning, and that's one I could dig my teeth into.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
All right.
Nice, Martie. Okay,
Good.
that's all for me. Martie.
Okay. Well, okay. I've got Anna, I have to confess. I could not decide what books to bring on today's show. So I brought an embarrassingly large number, and I'm not going to talk about them all because we don't have time. But here's one.
The stack. Can you just show the stack?
Yes. Okay.
You lift it.
And if yes, I can lift it. If for our viewers or for our listeners, if you're just on the podcast, know that I'm going to hold up 2 stacks of books, and they are not small. And I will put all of the titles in the show notes, so you can look at all these titles. But here's the stack. It is 4 books of middle grade / YA is probably what I would call these.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna talk about the top 2. Okay.
Oh, good.
Right, so I just made a decision.
Well, the title alone, Martie, was a book for me.
This one, Chasing Lincoln's Killers. This is the one you saw.
Mm-hmm.
This one, this might be the book that grabbed me and introduced me to narrative nonfiction. It was in my classroom on a shelf. I kind of inherited this book, and I'm fascinated with Abraham Lincoln. And so I was like, I don't know much about his killer. And this is James Swanson took his adult novel named Manhunt and made it to a middle grade level, and it follows for 12 days the manhunt for James Wilkes Booth. And what is so cool about this book, here's a great example. There are pictures. So you've got original source documents in the text of newspapers and different, that one's too hard to read. Here we go. Here's here's some of the first accounts of the assassination and death of Lincoln, that were published in newspapers. There you go. The newspaper cost 15 cents, and you can see that big headline, The Assassination and Death of Abraham Lincoln. So this is a social studies textbook on steroids, because, oh my God, this book reads, I know Morgan loves true crime. This is totally true crime. She would love this book because it just reads like a mystery as it unfolds. It's fascinating.
Oh, and how much more enticing than turn to page 202, read the 2 pages about Lincoln's assassination.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My gosh.
And what I find I use narrative nonfiction for, it introduces me to things in history that I knew nothing about. I had never heard about Port Chicago 50. I had no idea what this was. And I offhand heard somebody mention it in passing about something else. And what I soon discovered is that in San Francisco Bay during World War II, there was a naval port called Port Chicago. And there was a massive explosion in July of that year, killed 320 servicemen.
Oh.
I'm thinking, how is an adult American citizen, have I never heard of this?
I never have either.
Highly recommend. Because I find narrative nonfiction, if you look at it from a middle grade YA perspective, is a great way for us as adults to learn about these gaps in our knowledge without deep diving into 700 pages of, George Washington ate an apple today.
You are absolutely right. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, so narrative nonfiction at this level is a great way to do that. So there's my 4 middle grade pile. And then I picked up some adult books. John Green's latest, Everything is Tuberculosis, Ina Gardner's memoir, Adam Grant's Hidden Potential, Timothy Egan's A Fever in the Heartland. And what I loved about this stack is how wildly divergent they are.
So what do you mean by that? Do you mean the way that they wrote? Do you mean just the people, or?
Great question. Everything is Tuberculosis. We're talking about healthcare and inequities in the world. And you meet a very important guy named Henry, on the first page of this book. And so John uses Henry's story, and it's told with Henry's permission, to make tuberculosis relatable to you and I as American readers, because you and I think tuberculosis is gone. Henry would tell you otherwise. And so it's using the arc of storytelling to present a lot of facts. So that's this one. Ina's is really kind of a true memoir, but you can almost put this in the business section, because she's a very savvy businesswoman.
She certainly is. Certainly is. I have heard her talk.
Have you?
You are absolutely right. She is on top of her game.
I was not, when this book was in my online book club, I thought, okay, fine, whatever, I'll read it. Oh, I was not prepared for the life lessons and the business savvy that I was going to learn from someone I thought was just a Food Network cook. Oh, how wrong I was. So, okay, full disclosure. This book, Adam Grant's Hidden Potential. Adam Grant has written a lot of things. He's some kind of psychologist. He's got like a really fancy title, an organizational psychologist. I don't even know what that means, but he made me understand how our brains work. Oh. And he takes really high level research and brings it to a level that it's understandable. And this is a great book. I think any teacher should read this book, because all of our students have potential that we want to tap into and we're not. This book. My book club's reading this for January, and I'm so excited to read it again. And I never get excited to read it.
Is that your own copy?
This is my own copy.
I'd love to have it. I'd love to borrow it.
After my book club reads it again in January, I'll totally pass it off. And the last one, back to the social studies thing, A Fever in the Heartland. This is about the Ku Klux Klan in Indiana specifically, and how one woman attempted to take it down. I mean, Anna, after I finished this book, I drove to spots in Indianapolis to see the houses that they talk about in this book. Totally could be dry, boring history book stuff. You are sucked in from page one.
Oh, I love that.
Yep. Totally took a field trip with my husband. I had this whole list of addresses, and I'm just like, drive here, drive here, drive here.
Tell me, where did you drive primarily, or was it all over?
No, really isolated to two areas. The Noblesville Square, the courthouse in Noblesville, plays a critical role in this book. And then in the Irvington neighborhood, like the old Butler campus, also key in this book. So if anyone chooses to pick this one up and you live in the Indianapolis area, keep a list of addresses, take yourself a little field trip, because it just brings it to life. And I think that's, for me, what narrative nonfiction is. It brings dry facts to life.
You are absolutely right on that. It just brings it to life.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
very well said.
Oh, thanks. So here we are. We're almost 20 minutes in, and Morgan's not even here to talk, and we filled her time. So Morgan, we miss you. We'll make time for you in the future. We promise.
We can't wait to see baby girl.
All right. Well, let's talk, Anna. With this segment, we always end with what we're reading now. So Anna, what you're reading or listening to now?
Well, my book club just read News of the World. It is by Paulette Giles. And this is a book that was just beautifully descriptive. And it was about a former captain, and he was 70 years old. And he was asked to take a child, a little girl that was captured by the Native Americans. And he took her from Wichita Falls, Kansas, and they went all the way to San Antonio.
Okay.
And it was very, very enlightening. It is a fiction,
Okay.
but it could definitely be a nonfiction because Paulette Giles did a wonderful job doing research.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She just got it right because she did a lot of research.
Yep.
And one of the research that she did do that I thought was very enlightening was she did research on Caucasian children that were captured by Native Americans. And when they were brought back to their original home, what happened afterwards.
Ooh.
And she found that most wanted to go back to the reservation.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is not quite where I thought that little conversation was going to go.
I agree.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Anna, you just hit on why when people force me to answer the what's your favorite genre question, I always answer historical fiction because, I mean, narrative nonfiction is good, but I do still like the true story, but I love the well-researched ones because you learn so much.
And this very much was. Very much was. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's a beautiful cover too. Okay. Yeah.
This was a good one.
Okay.
And it was the National Book Award finalist.
Nice. Well, those tend to be very well written. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Anna, what I'm reading, you're going to be so proud, and it is so different than what you're reading right now. I am reading The Academy by Ellen Hilderbrand and her daughter, Shelby Cunningham. Yes. Yes. So this is my first book of Ellen's that I've ever read. And so I'm anxious to talk to you later once I finish it. And once you've read it, to talk about like, how does this compare to her other stuff? Since she's writing it with someone and how different is it? Yeah.
I mean, do you like it? Because I know that is not.
No.
That genre is not one of your favorites.
It is not one of my favorites. Here's what I'll say about it. I love the setting of the boarding school. And I was worried there would be a really big cast of characters, but because you've got a whole boarding school worth of people, but there's really about 3 or 4 adults that you truly care about. And there's one main protagonist kiddo with about 3 or 4 others you kind of care about. And that really makes it manageable. And what I do like about the book is that it is told by month in the school year. Yeah. So every chapter, I think, is a month, but then there's like section breaks in it. So like, I think I'm in April now. So maybe May. Maybe I'm almost to May. So yeah, it's a different kind of read for me. So I can't wait for us to talk about it.
Well, I'm on the wait list.
Okay.
And I think Morgan is too. Morgan is too. So let's just make it a date that when Morgan comes back, we'll talk about The Academy. That sounds fantastic. So with that wraps up our 40th episode where we talked about narrative nonfiction. I did not think to look to see what we're talking about in December. So it's a surprise. It's a surprise. So it's all about surprises in December. Yep. That feels very fitting. We would love to hear from you. If you have, as a viewer, if you have thoughts, questions, wonders, feel free to email us at keepindianalearning@ciesc.org. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. And I will get the question to those emails come to me, and I will get them to Morgan or Anna or myself, wherever they need to go. And we mean that sincerely. We want to hear from all of you. Because you're just as important and wonderful, and we want to hear what you all are thinking. Yes, what you're thinking, what you're reading, what questions you have, what things you would like us to talk about. We want to hear from you. So as always, we will end with be well, do good work, and keep in touch.